Hey guys, I've been wanting to document the time and more of the steps it takes me to make a cake. So come along with me while I make this wedding cake, which is my second wedding cake order. I made and baked these cakes the night before so they would have plenty of time to freeze and seal in the moisture. The whole process of making the cake batter for these 8-inch and 6-inch cakes took me about an hour, and then another hour to bake them and clean up. I then wrap them in plastic and take them downstairs to my cake fridge. Alright, the day of pickup, I make the buttercream, and that takes up to an hour or more depending on if I need to make multiple batches, color the buttercream, or add flavorings to it. Once it's time to decorate, I go grab the cakes downstairs, add buttercream to a piping bag, and get started.
I love that it's a dark cake and you can see through it.
Is it naked?
Mm-hmm.
The bottom tier was a chocolate cake, and my customer picked vanilla buttercream. She requested a semi-naked cake and wanted to see the cake through the buttercream. So I applied one layer, smoothed it out, then took it back downstairs to chill in the fridge while I worked on the top tier, which was a red velvet cake. After I got this cake smoothed out, I took it back downstairs to chill and also grabbed the bottom tier to prep it for stacking. I tried the hot knife method for cutting the top ridge of the buttercream for sharp edges. Then it was time to add large straws in the bottom tier to support the top tier so it doesn't cave in.
It hit me.
I cut the straws to the right height, and I used 7 straws, 1 in the center and 6 around it to support the 6-inch cake on top. Then I pressed the sharp end of a skewer down into the cake drum to secure the cake, and that will also connect the top cake to the bottom. Next, I went back downstairs to get the top tier and cut off the top ridge of buttercream, which works really good when the cake is chilled. I get ready to stack the cake by adding some buttercream on top of the bottom cake. I use parchment paper so I don't get any fingerprints on the cake, and I made a hole in the bottom of the cake board so the top cake would go on smoothly.
Beautiful.
My customer wanted a small bead border on the bottom of both cakes, and the first piping tip I used was too big, so I scraped that off and used a smaller piping tip. I think this looked better and was more like what my customer wanted. Then I took it back downstairs to chill in the fridge so it would be cold when my customer picked it up. The entire cake decorating process took about 2.5 hours. Spin. Bam. I then prepared for the box and added some foam pads around the bottom so the cake wouldn't slide in the box. My customer wanted this cake a blank canvas so flowers could be added at the wedding. Here are the wedding cake photos. Congratulations to the bride and groom.